Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dancing Oracle with Najia. I'm a psychic medium and I connect to spirit to help you shift your probable outcomes of the future, to help you work your energy. But today, I'm going to answer some viewer comments. There's some questions that a lot of my viewers left in the comments section of my videos. So I want to help and respond to you. All right? Because it's hard to type out everything. And I think these comments are pretty interesting, and the answers are definitely interesting and something everybody would like to hear. So, there was a video I did called The Flash of Light, and I'm asking if this flash of light that all the psychics talk about and the angel channelers, if it will come this February. Now, I don't see the flash of light in my visions, but I see two suns in the sky. Two suns. I'm not the only one that has visions of two suns in the future. I've been having this vision for 40 years, and it will come when cars make no noise, when electric cars happen. So that was 40 years ago. So I have a really simple question. But yeah, how come nobody else? I mean, yeah, it's definitely something to consider. She said, so by the way, I have to go back to the two suns. About a year ago, I found out something astronomically that would support my visions that I started having, and the same visions that many people in the comments have seen. And it's because there was a supernova event in the Middle Ages in the with the star called Betelgeuse. So when that star's light hits us, we'll see a supernova flash, and it will coalesce and look like a second sun in the sky, most likely similar in size to the sun we have. So, Alf Carlson asks, will the supernova flash hurt? Number one, will the two suns make it too hot? So, Alf, I haven't seen the vision yet of the flash. I haven't had dreams. I haven't had visions of that yet. But I can tell you that, once the dust settles and we're into the future, it's not too hot. It's just perfect. Whenever I have these visions, I'm outside and it feels like a perfect spring afternoon. I feel really peaceful. I feel really calm. I don't see anything horrible, okay? Now, what precedes this is probably going to be amazing. We don't know how that will manifest when a supernova's light reaches us. Now, realize that star is already dead. It's already dead, okay? It's not like the sun, our star, that keeps life on planet Earth going and lush and beautiful and growing things, right? It's not alive. It's dead hundreds of years ago. So, and it's extremely far away to take several hundred years for its light to reach us. So, probably won't feel anything from that star. Now, that's a question for an astronomer. And that's something you definitely want to ask somebody who knows about this, who studies this star, and who's written about it. That would be a great question for them. Psychically, I don't see it. Thank you so much for your question. All right. So, in the same video, I had Sanyud Marco, I may be saying it wrong, I'm sorry. Sanyud says, I keep hearing, like inner hearing, like clairaudience, 9/11. Do you think something horrible could happen again on the same date? So when I was told again that something like devastation's coming again in a much bigger way than it did 9/11 or the pandemic, particularly referring to the pandemic in 2020. So this psychic hearing, clairaudience that I had, and a little bit of vision, a little bit of sensing, clairsentient, um, it was coming in referring to the 2020, the lockdown, and it was kind of referring to a 9/11 situation, but I don't think it meant anything on that date. I don't think it meant, I mean, I'm just guessing, right? Because even when I was told in November 2019 that devastation was coming and that some angels somehow, my dad, who knows, someone on the other side, somehow figured out a way to send me 8 KN99 masks in November 2019, 2 months before the lockdown. I didn't order them. They mysteriously appeared on my front porch, addressed to me. I didn't. And Amazon said, you didn't pay for them, keep them. Okay, so even though I knew I needed a mask and devastation was coming, I heard on the inner, these masks were meant for me and devastation was coming. I never imagined the virus. So even though I'm psychic, I don't have all the details. And one of the reasons, besides trying to share with you my visions of what's coming and have everyone prepare in the best way, calmest way, sensible way for any changes, is also to connect with other intuitive people and see what piece of the puzzle are you getting. Because even when I get clairaudience and it's clear, I don't have the whole picture. So I'm getting 9/11 type energy, meaning, whoa, that was a shock. And we all kind of were like, whoa, the world stopped, right? When that happened. That was a big shock. When COVID happened, oh my God, right? We locked down. And I remember a friend of mine, she had just flown to the Caribbean, I believe. She was on vacation. And I said, everything here is closed. There's no concerts, no ball games, nothing. There's no food in the stores. There's no fresh food in the stores, and there's no toilet paper anywhere. It's crazy. She couldn't believe it. I'm writing, I'm texting her while she's on vacation, and she's, you know, in another country where they didn't have the lockdown yet, and she just couldn't believe it. She thought at first I was joking, right? But eventually that happened all over the world, pretty much all over the world. Not everywhere. I don't think it happened in Sweden, but pretty much everywhere. And it hit other places sooner than us, so some people were more strict than others. Yeah. But it's that kind of thing where we're shocked at what this big thing is coming, and it affects us, our physical freedom. It affects our emotions. It affects our mental state. It affects us spiritually. And I kind of got the impression, don't get comfortable yet. Things are never going to, we're not going back to normal. This is what I was told from spirit. audibly, we are not going back to normal. That I kind of got the 9/11 energy a little bit, and definitely the pandemic energy, that was a way they used those as stepping stones. Like the silver lining is that it stopped us, it helped us connect, it helped the earth heal a little bit. There was a pause. We have to connect to spirit. I'm getting a big spiritual pause that somehow whatever is going to happen is going to shift us heavily into connecting to our higher self, unless people really can't and deny it and run away from it. I do see lives being lost, like before, right? With these things come, nobody gets out alive here, right? Maybe some of the ascended masters, right? I don't know. Who knows? Some people say Saint Germain get out alive. He's still alive and roaming the earth. But we know what we signed up for here. It's not eternal on earth. It's eternal off earth. Off planet, we're eternal. On planet, not so much, right? Yeah. But we have our help on the other side, okay? And we will be helped whatever way our soul is choosing to go, okay? So, this is interesting. Same video about the flash of light this February. And why do I say February? I did not hear that it would be February. I'm getting the impression to pay attention from Spirit. It might be February because of astrologically, we have Saturn and Neptune conjunction 0 degrees in Aries. It's never happened in recorded history. Saturn is karma, heavy earth energy, large energy. Neptune is water energy, illusion, right? We know the god Neptune, the seas, and I have all those flooding dreams. I have all this geography changing. That's very Saturnian, right? In Aries, new beginning, the first astrological sign of the zodiac, harsh, warlike, impulsive type energy. Not that Aries are warlike, but they can be um full of fire energy, right? But but it can feel like intense is what Aries can be intense. I have one of my really good friends is an Aries. She's so soft spoken, but she's actually an Aries. And I worked with a lovely gentleman, photographer for many years, whose name was John. He was an Aries. He was a sweetheart. He was a sweetie pie. And so on this video, Regina Mugg, she says, I listen to people, usually something they say stands out. Then so pray to God for guidance. Now, I was referring to this video, like where we have to really tune into our angels and guides. And that sometimes if you're not clairaudient and you're missing some of the messages and ways that angels communicate, there's one way a lot of people hear an angel through the voice of another. Have you ever had a friend say something to you that's really out of character for them? And it's just what you needed to hear for divine guidance. And it hits you like, whoa, that message was for me. And who are you? You know, kind of like, you don't sound like my friend. Oh my God, is that an angel trying to speak through you? A lot of people have this happen. And in fact, well, you know what I do for a living. It happens to me as I speak to someone. They'll say, "Oh my God, I needed to hear that. What made you say that?" And I said, "It just popped out of my mouth, and I'm not that wise." I'm like, I'm learning something by hearing that. I'm like, I don't know. I think an angel said that to you. I don't think it was me. And they're like, yeah, it happens to me a lot. It's happened with friends a lot. And of course, as a medium, it happens a lot now, right? Because this is what people hire me for, right? Okay, let's see what else from our lovely audience, right? Ooh, behind the veil oracle. Behind the veil oracle is my YouTube friend. She's such a sweetheart. We got to be friends because she does readings on Keanu Reeves a lot. And I would tell people go check out her channel. She does a lot more Keanu videos than me, and they're not too long, they're not like some of mine are really long. So I had to cut them down for the future, right? Because, they go over an hour. I said, go check out her. She'll give you the answers right away without all the chit chat, right? Because I explain everything in the cards and I talk about spirit and please pray for Keanu if you love him, if all that kind of stuff, right? So anyway, behind the veil oracle says, "Hi Najia. Yes, the devastation is not over. The good old days are gone in America and around the world. Pay attention to the four horsemen. Famine may be next." I'm like, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I have, you should see my basement. There's a lot of pantry staples in my basement. And I took care of the flooding because I saw all the rain, right? So she says famine may be next. She's a psychic as well, or something related to land going under water due to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Yes, I see all three, lovely lady. Now, here's something I didn't know about. Edgar Cayce, she says, Edgar Cayce wrote a lot about the polar shifts in his books. I got to check that out. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. I got to look that up. You know, I've read his books on healing. There was a handbook that kind of told you all these remedies, and I did them, and they really work. They really work. There's a couple books that they compiled from his sleep channeling where he had all these cures for different ailments. And I'm telling you, they work. They work. They work. They were like amazing. Yeah, so I hope there was one more because somebody else, I can't find her comment. Let me go look it up. But she was talking about, there was somebody, I'm going to look for a comment, but she was talking about the H5N1, a subtype of the influenza virus that can cause illness in humans and many other animal species. The H5N1 strain is a fast mutating, highly pathogenic avian influenza virus, HPAI, found in multiple species. Yeah. And I have to find her comment. Sorry, I'm a little itchy. She she was saying, where can I find it? She was seeing this being an issue. Yeah, I can't find the video. Let me go look at my actual video. Bear with me. I'm not a good editor. No, I just don't have time to edit. I won't make videos if I have to edit. That's the reality. Yeah, that's what happens. It's not that I'm lazy. I work on this like 20 to 40 hours a week already. I make like under $300 on YouTube for all those hours. But, I'm dedicated. I had to cut back to 20 hours a week, but that's a lot. 80 hours a month, 160 hours a month, it's a lot. So editing, out of the question. All right. It's not like I have a volunteer that can edit for me, right? I wouldn't even know how to send you a video file. There's just no time. You have to love me the way I am. Okay, here we go. Alice speaks. I've been keeping track of the H5N1. This does seem to be spreading, but nobody covers it. I love your voice and ratings. Thank you. Some people hate my voice. They write nasty, nasty things. So I appreciate those who say, you love my voice. Yeah, I mean, I need that. Yeah, so this was on the video. I just lost it. But I'm sure it was on the Earth Changes one because um I got an impression there could be another virus. Like when I was hearing on the inner, I was bombarded by spirit all at once. I was getting clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, kind of all like this, right? Overwhelming me. So when I go back to experiencing that in my memory, I come back to that feeling that there'll be another virus. And I just went hiking, not hiking, we'll say walking on the trail. I didn't actually go hiking. I went to the place I hike and I did a live stream walk with my subscribers, my free subscribers, right? Um, and when I got to this one area, they said to be really careful because this avian flu is really serious. Do not go near any birds. Do not touch any, not that you would want to, but you never know, kids, whatever, they touch the bird feces. And do not let your pets near any bird feces, like your dog. They could catch this and die and spread it to you. So I was surprised to see that. I never saw that sign before in the park. And you don't hear about it anymore. Feel like the press has kind of subdued that. We don't have the same kind of news reporting that I grew up with, right? News is kind of like dictated by money and certain types of fan base, right? We'll say. And we all know the prices of eggs are still high. We all know that Doge got rid of the people working on that virus, doing the research and trying to protect people. They fired all these people and they had to rehire some back. Like the reason the price of eggs went up is not because of the former president did anything economically, it's because of the avian flu. There's a shortage. Okay. So I think that we're not hearing about it because they don't want to cast light on the fact that they got rid of people who protect us due to government cuts, right? You know? Just saying the truth, right? So, um, you might want to do some research and And I did see the sign saying, be careful. This is a real serious threat in this park. And it makes me think about me feeding birds because I like to feed all the critters. And I've got um, stray cats in my yard that I feed and have gotten medical help for, and not wanting them to get sick, right? I don't pet these cats. They have diseases. I've gotten the medication. It's really hard to get them to the vet because they have to be trapped because they're wild and they'll try to scratch me. Even though technically I'm their best friend, they don't know that. They're just afraid of me. And they follow my voice around the house. Whatever window I'm at, they're on alert where I'm at, and they howl outside the window for more treats. Right now they're quiet because it's raining. So they're afraid to go out in the rain over there. But I've had a lot of trouble doing my psychic readings lately because I've had the windows open. And even if I fed them a couple hours earlier, they start howling. I hear you, lady. Give me those treats. So let me know in the comments, what you think of some of these videos. If you want more of them, let me know if you're a big cat lover and if you feed the stray cats and if you feed the squirrels and the birds and if you can't help yourself, acting like Snow White, feeding or Ellie Mae. Remember Ellie Mae from the Clampets? She fed all the critters. I grew up watching the Beverly Hillbillies, and I wanted to be just like Ellie Mae and feed all the critters and be friends with all of them. Of course, I'm vegetarian. I don't eat the critters. Of course, she ate the critters. It was kind of weird. She'd be really good to the critters, and then she'd eat possum pie or squirrel pie, right? Like you go feed the squirrels, then you eat them. There's a split. Well, that's something we all go through on Earth, you know, the contradictions, right? But I don't know the answer. I don't know what we're supposed to do, if we're supposed to eat animals or not. I just know I can't bear to eat them. And I like so many other things. And yes, tofu is my favorite protein in the whole world. Even before I was vegetarian, I discovered it and I said, wow, this is so good. I love it, love it, love it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Bye.